opportunity to speak with you tonight. This community in the next few months leading up to the election in November is facing one of the most critical times that this school community will ever face. And I say that with all my heart and all the sincerity that I can say it with. We in Valdosta City Schools are very, very proud of what we've been able to accomplish over the past number of years. There are many things that we're proud of. First of all, we're proud of our students, just in general. But we're also proud that we have some of the highest test scores anywhere around. We have more AP offerings at the high school than any school around us. We have an international baccalaureate program that is only one south of Macon. We have some of the finest teachers anywhere. I could go on and on with my list. But what I really need to talk about is our progression from K-1 up until they reach the high school and then move on to college. We realized a few years ago that we were not providing our students at the elementary level with the background that they needed to be really successful at the high school and the middle school. So we started out to make sure that we improved the instructional level and the rigor at the elementary level so our students would be ready. We have been granted one of the highest ratings now that you can possibly receive from Southern Association of Accreditation for colleges and schools. Am I proud of that? You better believe I am. It's something that most districts can't accomplish, but we have in a short number of years through many means. First of all, a very supportive board that's supportive of all the instructional initiatives, good teachers, a good staff at my level, and a desire to be better than we were. And I think that is the real key. People talk to me about the tradition of Valdosta High School and of this school district. That is something you need to hold on to with everything that you have in you to hold on with. If consolidation happens, that tradition goes out the window. And Dr. Cason is not just talking about football. I'm talking about academics. I don't know whether you as parents realize it or not, but in this school, in this high school, you're gaining a reputation, not only in South Georgia, but across the state as being one of the top academic schools anywhere in the state. That's something for us to be proud of as parents. It has come about through hard work on the board's part and the teacher's part, making sure that we had the necessary materials, teachers, programs, all of those things to handle it. Now, to be quite frank, if QE, this is the group that is pushing consolidation, if they are successful, there is no guarantee anywhere that we will be able to maintain the level of instruction, the programs that we now have in place, and all of those things, they run a possibility of doing away with all of those. It is natural when you consolidate that the leading district, which in this case by law is Lowndes County, would take over our school district. Their Board of Education would control what happens in Valdosta High School from that point on. How soon the takeover would happen, nobody really knows, no answer. The law simply says that when they have done the necessary planning to take over this school district. But my contention is that we don't want to get to that point. I was hoping individually, I know that we have people who wanted to see it get on the ballot to be voted on, but I personally was hoping that it wouldn't make it to the ballot so we wouldn't have to deal with it. My greatest fear as far as you as adults are concerned is that you're going to be lazy not get up out of bed and not go vote. Folks, you cannot afford that kind of behavior this year, this election. You just cannot. If you're a QE supporter and that's what you want to have happen, then of course we want you to stay home. I would love for you to stay home. I hope you all know there are many, many problems that goes along with the consolidation effort. I got really angry, and I don't do that often. People that know me well know that doesn't happen in our case very often. But I listened to two members of the QE group speaking on the radio. They did not answer the first question that was asked of them. A simple question. How would you redistribute racially? How would you bring about racial balance in the school district? And that's one of their major talking points. They could not and did not answer that question. You know why they didn't answer it? Because you don't control where people live. So the only answer would be to bus students from one end of the county to another, or from one school to another, which simply means that your children's life, their educational process is going to be messed up. I've said often, one of my greatest fears is our children who come to us from poverty, they can't help their family situation. But the turmoil that would be caused by consolidation would last anywhere from 3 to 6 years is an estimate. 2 years at the least. And those children aren't going to get the same level of instruction that they currently get in our elementary schools or in our high schools. I fear greatly that so many things would happen to us that aren't good. I do know that we would have to redistrict. We would have to rezone, so your children might not be in the same school. Your children might not be in Valdosta High School, they might be at Lambs. Our elementary children are more than likely will be redistricted. I know they will be redistricted. So would they be in the same schools? Probably not. They run the risk of not being in the same schools. I believe so strongly in the K-5 organization. When I first became superintendent, the board agreed and we switched from a different organization to K-5. Those children at that age need continuity in their instruction. They need to be safe and secure and go to the same school for a number of years. It adds greatly to their academic success. That's proven over time, research proven, and you name it, it's been done, been shown. Another concern that I have is staffing. What's going to happen to our staff at your school, at all of our schools, and even more especially at this district office level? There's no guarantee that any of the people that work in my office would be able to keep their job because they probably have one the same thing in that district. So I fear for those people. But also I fear for you because I don't know that they would staff at the same level we do. I know that we're in much better financial shape now than they are. So would they take our money and use it to staff the schools with and keep our people employed? I don't know. They can use it, and if it's in general fund, they can use it pretty much however they want to. There are guidelines, but there's ways to work with that. So I fear that. I don't want our staff and our people. As parents, I can look you straight in the eyes and tell you that you have some of the best schools anywhere in South Georgia, anywhere in this state right now. We're not where we need to be, but QE is not the answer. I can say that, and I oppose it adamantly, and I've said that wherever I've been. Different time, different place, perhaps there's room for taking a look at consolidation. But to do it right, you have to do it by doing all the planning up front. I happen to speak from some experience. I was in LaGrange when they consolidated 4 school districts into 1. They planned 2 full years with the cooperation of all the boards involved before they even made an attempt at it. And it's held up as one of the best consolidations in the state of Georgia, and it is. but they did the planning up front. QE has not done any planning. They can't show you a plan. And that was another question they didn't answer on the radio today. They don't know what this is going to look like. It's almost like Congress did, pass the bill so that we can then read it and know what's in it. This is a very similar situation in dealing with this group. To be quite honest with you, I can't talk with them without becoming very frustrated. And you probably hear some of that frustration in my voice because, once again, I am so proud of what I have seen happen in this school district over the past number of years. We can't afford to let that go. I don't know how else to say it, how else to emphasize that. I would encourage you to become educated, know what the issues are. We're having 3 public forums coming up in the next month or so. And the purpose of those forums are to have as many of my staff be there as I need to be there to answer questions that you might have. The board will be there to answer questions. I will be there to answer questions. And I hope they're well attended. The public forums that I've done in the past haven't been well attended, even though we had good information to give. I hope that you will encourage parents and teachers and your friends and neighbors and everybody else that you know to attend these public forums. One good thing that QE did do today, they did advertise our public forums for us, so maybe that will get some folks out. But both boards of education, our board last night and the Lowndes Board of Education today, came out with strong statements opposing consolidation. So how can a committee like this marry 2 school districts that don't want to be married? It's going to be a messy divorce. Once you've given up that charter, you can't get it back. It's gone forever. Valdosta City Schools, as we know it, is gone forever. I know that's a strong statement, but that's the truth. So you cannot afford to give it up.